Hi, Cahill. Thanks for
Hi, how are
joining
you?
me. Oh, yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being a guest on the show.
Thank you for having
And
me.
yeah, and I've been doing some research, and I'm very interesting. Very interesting. We're going to cover all of the. You're someone who covers a wide spectrum of subjects, and probably need about 2 hours or more to go over everything that you do.
Thank
So
you. Well, I appreciate it.
But yeah, and I'd not heard of you, I must admit, until I was alerted about you. And then I did some research and I was, quite impressed. And I did learn a lot of things. I'm always learning all the time about digital marketing and what is happening right now. And yeah, you gave a lot of, a lot of insights in the interviews you gave on those, on the podcasts and YouTube, on YouTube as well. So yeah, so it's a quick introduction to people who don't know you. So you're the CEO of Digital Vision Media Group,
Correct.
and that's based in Canada.
Correct. We have
Yeah,
team members all around the world, but yes, it is. I'm originally from Canada, so that's where it's based, I suppose.
that's fine. That's fine. And you're an author as well, aren't you? You've authored books, and you're, let's see, a fractional CMO for Coinbase and blockchain Foundry.
Correct. So Digital Vision Media Group is my agency, and so we focus on three things primarily: PR, content marketing, and paid media. But I personally also do fractional CMO work for Web3 companies. So think blockchain, think cryptocurrency, think the metaverse, NFTs, those type of things.
Yeah,
So I do fractional CMO work for those companies and help them with their growth strategies, as well as the occasional tech company as well.
yeah. And can you enlighten me, and probably some of my listeners as well, on what a fractional CMO is and
Sure.
what that is?
So fractional CMO work is exactly like having a full-time CMO, but not full-time. So, I'm essentially responsible for helping guide and shape the strategy for growth. So where are we going to go as a company? How does the brand work? What different traction channels we're going to execute on for growth? How are we going to take the company from X amount of users or customers to X times 100 users or customers? And
Right.
that's what I'm responsible for. Then there's also the additional, managing internal teams, managing external stakeholders such as agencies or influencers. Like that all falls under the CMO's umbrella. And so that's what I do on a fractional basis.
Wow. Yeah, I've never heard the term before. So that's definitely educated me.
Yeah,
And
it's just sorry to jump in. It's actually really effective for a lot of companies who might not be able to afford the full-time rates, and so when you find a good fractional CMO, you can get a lot of that benefit with not even close to the same amount of cost. And so it becomes a way to accelerate your business forward, and get that value, but just really get down to the core aspects of getting that value.
yeah, yeah. And can you explain, if you can, simply what the blockchain is?
Sure. So the blockchain it's a technology, right? And so the technology allows data to be transferred in a way that does not require centralized storage locations. So if you've got an email address, you typically which everyone does, you send your email through a email service provider like Gmail or Outlook. That's centralized. So Gmail or Outlook has to run the email system, right? They're the ones who manage it all. and you are a customer, so they charge you based on ads, they read your emails, they do all sorts of things, right? The blockchain technology allows that same type of email system to be distributed. And so that means that there's not one company per se that's running it. The email system can be on multiple computers around the world. It's encrypted and it's run by, maybe an open source platform, which means no one company owns it, right? So that's what blockchain is. But I think more so Web3 is the relatively newer term named for the encompassing of blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, which a lot of people have heard about. Bitcoin is my guess.
Yeah.
NFTs, people have heard about this. Elon Musk talks about Dogecoin, so that's a cryptocurrency. Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook, or now Meta, has literally renamed his company Meta to talk about the metaverse, which is part of Web3 as well. So you get this encompassing term Web3, which is the evolution of our current internet, or supposedly the evolution of our current internet, with these new technologies and these new things that are coming out.
Yeah, yeah, interesting. It's a challenge to describe it. I know in layman's terms sometimes, but yeah, that was a good description.
Great.
And I think some people will be surprised or intrigued to hear that, because as you say, people associate the blockchain with crypto,
right,
Bitcoin, etc. And will maybe surprised it's associated with business or Web3.
Absolutely. And there's, I think the evolution of the internet has yet to unfold, right? So people are just predicting. But one of the things that I think we're seeing is blockchain technology gives companies the ability to manage data and run systems where people exchange value. So that could be money, right? I pay you to have your services, and that goes through right now a centralized banking system. And if we're in different countries, the banking systems that are centralized in each of our respective countries have to talk to one another. And so there's costs involved with that. And blockchain technology allows you to do that on the internet almost instantaneously with code. Like, there doesn't need to be a centralized bank to help manage that process. And so this technology, as we progress forward into the future, I think will become the backbone of a lot of the services that we currently have. And so banks will start to use it. They're not going to tell you that it's cryptocurrency that they're working with, or that it's blockchain technology, because it doesn't really matter to you as the user or the customer. You sign into your bank, you can send money around the world. It will instantaneously happen. The bank will charge you fees for that, and it will probably run on the blockchain. So there are a ton of business use cases that are already existing with blockchain technology, and I think we're going to see a lot more innovative ways to leverage the blockchain. As virtual reality maybe comes into play, artificial intelligence comes into play, augmented reality. People start to exchange value on the internet with things other than just money. So that's NFTs. So these types of things will start to advance blockchain technology forward.
Yeah. Can we just be curious about your take on ChatGPT and artificial intelligence, and how that relates to Web3 and the blockchain? Is there a connection?
I would have to think about that a little more. So there's a couple questions there. ChatGPT, my take on it. I think it is wonderfully dangerous. And so we're actually integrating ChatGPT and AI into a new service, new software that we've launched called Press Jockey. So we can talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
We're using it, and it will help revolutionize the way small, medium-sized, large businesses communicate with the press, because that's what Press Jockey is all about, is getting you more press with less effort. And so we're leveraging it. At the same time, I think that it is a technology that is so vastly powerful, and we have not even scraped the surface with AI. And the speed at which people are using it, trusting it, helping to program and mold and shape it, will inevitably lead to things that I don't think we have even thought about right now yet. So that's
Wow.
that's kind of what's going on there.
Yeah.
Tying it into blockchain. Blockchain is a different type of technology. And so one of the things with blockchain technology that's so interesting is there's this concept of immutable, or think about it in another term, undeletable. You can't delete information that's on the blockchain. Like, it's there forever. And so now you get into this, I think, really weird mix or juxtaposition where you've got AI that will be able to call on or pull data from all around the web. And then you have data that can never be deleted from the blockchain. So your records, your finances, your interactions with other people, et cetera. And now you have this very interesting / dangerous combination of, well, super powerful AI potential, records that can never be deleted for anything. How does that play out? I have no idea.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Just have to see what happens.
Yeah, this is something that I was going to write about. So I'm a Forbes contributor, so this is something I'm just going to write about pretty soon in Forbes, which is the bias, the inherent bias behind ChatGPT. And the thing that we've got to remember is the data is getting pulled from somewhere, and so where the data is pulled from depends on the answers you're going to get. And
yeah.
If the data is only pulled from a couple of resources, and again, you can be on the right, you can be on the left, you can be in the center, you can think up is down, down is up, it doesn't matter. But if the data is only being pulled from one source, then you don't get a balanced opinion. And I think that can be influential and dangerous.
Yeah. No, I agree. I can see the danger in that.
Yeah.
So with Press Jockey, so what led you to, I mean, you mentioned obviously your background. So because the press and PR, is it PR and that area? So how do you work with that? How does Press Jockey relate to that?
Yeah, good question. So people probably think about press and they think about the PR agencies, the type of Mad Men shows where you've got a bunch of PR professionals pitching your story and reaching out to the media and trying to get you, placement on Forbes or Entrepreneur or the New York Times or Washington Post or whatever it might be, national newspapers, etc. That type of press is called outbound press. That's what we call it, outbound press.
Yeah.
And we do that for clients. So we literally sit down with clients, we figure out their story, we figure out what they want to be known for. We build a number of stories, we build pitches, and then we reach out to the media and we say, hey, we noticed you're talking about these things. Have you considered this story or this person or this company, et cetera? And we pitch the media. So that's outbound press. The challenge with that is it's very expensive, and it is, most small businesses cannot afford it. It's a very expensive process. It's very powerful when done right, but it's expensive. So that's outbound press. Where Press Jockey steps in is on the inbound press side. And so you might be thinking, well, what's inbound press? Well, there are thousands and thousands of journalists, podcasters, bloggers, YouTubers, influencers who are looking for experts to help them create content. There's thousands and thousands of them. And there are, for example, hashtags on Twitter that you can follow. You can go to Twitter right now and type in hashtag journal request or hashtag PR request, and you will see people posting on Twitter for experts. Hey, I'm writing a story for the New York Times. Does anyone have an expert who is fantastic with AI, ChatGPT, and is launching an AI company? I've got an article deadline for Monday, and I need to get some insights. That's happening thousands of times all around the world right now. So it's inbound press. People are looking for you as an expert. What Press Jockey does is we collect all of these requests, most of these requests around the world. We get them from Twitter, we get them from sources around the web, and we filter them down so that you get a relevant match for your business. So you don't have to be on 10 platforms, like a platform like Hero and a platform like Quoted and a platform like, Twitter. And like, you don't have to be like searching the web for all of these requests. Press Jockey does it for you. And we send you the relevant requests. And in 2 clicks, you can just respond to that PR professional or that media person, the podcaster, journalist, blogger, whatever. So it helps you get more exposure for your business. And so, to get into ChatGPT, we're also including, or in almost the final phases of getting ChatGPT out so that your pitch can be written with AI help. Your keywords can be improved with AI help, and even your matches can be improved with AI help, so that you really get relevant matches, and you don't have to be a PR expert to get a lot of business opportunities with the media. Like, you can compete with the big boys and the big budgets at a fraction of the price, a tiny fraction of the price. So that's what Press Jockey is all about.
Wow. So is it based on a subscription model, the software?
It is right now, yeah. So it's based on subscription model, and there's, depending on the package you go for, you can do 150, 200 pitches, 400 pitches a month, unlimited pitches a month, etc. And so so that's what Press Jockey is all about. But you also asked the question, why did we build it? Well, I built this for our agency. Like, we do press for clients, and part of what we do is we've hired staff to troll the internet, skim all of these platforms, subscribe to multiple things, build Zapier integrations on Twitter. Like, we've spent tens of thousands of dollars paying for this to be done. And I got to the point where I was like, there's got to be a better way for this. And so, we put together a fantastic team, and we started building this software.
Yeah. You saw an opportunity and then provided a solution.
Yeah.
But so this would work with, by the sounds of it, small businesses, like your local, maybe local-ish businesses, more small to medium-sized businesses.
Correct. So
not just your big corporations. And
exactly. So it works for anyone who's looking to get more press. So that could be a small business. It could be a mid-sized business. We've had comms teams, so communications teams from large multinational organizations, sign up and look at this as well. Because again, for them, from the top, the big companies, they're doing this on a regular basis as well, saying, hey, we've got people who are looking around the internet for press opportunities that we can respond to. So it helps them. But also with the small business, you want to get more exposure to various audiences. You want to share your story. You want to get more SEO value. But it's hard to do that if you don't have big budgets, if you can't hire an agency, if you don't want to hire, a PR professional. Okay, you can sign up, automate a lot of this, save 90% of your time, and just get relevant results and respond with a couple of templates that you customize, in 30 seconds, a minute, and you'll start to get more press for your business.
Yeah, because the PR aspect and the, getting the backlinks, that's the most expensive part of SEO, or certainly, some of the hardest parts, is getting
Right.
getting the links out there, getting you getting talked about, so that Google then picks up the fact that you're genuinely popular, and you're someone who's worth taking notice of, who's got authority.
Exactly.
So can you give some tips for, because obviously at the moment, with things as they are, there's a lot of kind of concern, maybe, or concerns about the economy, etc., on business. Right. And obviously you're about business growth, and right, getting businesses out there and getting them exposure, improving their online presence. What would be some growth tips you could pass on?
Good question. So growth tips, I think, with any business who's looking to get more exposure to potential clients or customers, one of the things that I always say is you just got to get started. Like, a lot of companies say, hey, well, our website's not perfect, our product is not perfect, we don't have the right story to pitch to the media, I don't have the right contacts to get into the press, I can't do this, I don't have that. You just got to get started. And so something like Press Jockey allows you to do that, right? Like, you can punch in a keyword or two, type in a keyword or two, and you'll start to see the relevant results that are coming for your business, and you just start to respond to them. Use one of the templates that you can create, or you can even hire us to build your template for you, or get someone on Upwork or Fiverr to build a template for you. It's like there's a lot of options for those templates, and then just start responding. And it may take time, it may take a couple of weeks, a month, but then you're going to start to get traction. And as you start to build, then you can adjust, right? It's this idea of iterating on your message, iterating on your product, iterating on your service. You want to get it out there so that you start to get feedback, you start to get insights, and then you continuously make it better.
Yeah. And in terms of marketing in general, do you see what platforms and what strategies, as well as press, do you find effective?
So
your agency.
Yeah, so it depends on the industry you're in. So one of the things that we found very effective, but we don't offer it as an agency, is community development. Right? So in the Web3 world, so cryptocurrency, NFTs, the metaverse, blockchain, community is extremely important. And I think this is actually applicable to many businesses. You find a community of like-minded individuals who are interested in your product or service, and you provide value to them. You engage with them, you answer questions, you really, like, you get into the community and you become a valuable leader in that community, and that will inadvertently or directly attract people to your business. So that is something that we found very valuable. And so communities can be found on Facebook, on Discord, Reddit, forums, those are communities as well. Those are three of the platforms that we turn to for community development. So that's a huge one for us. We also like to use different paid media platforms. So Google and Facebook, of course, are the huge ones. But there are alternatives, and there are ways to leverage other platforms as well. But Google and Facebook, obviously, for paid media. We do PR with Press Jockey and with some of our outreach at Digital Vision. And I'd say those are the top three that we really like. Oh, and content creation as well. This is one of those things where, SEO takes a long time, content development, thought leadership takes a long time, but you've got to get started. Like, even if you just put out one article a month, in 6 months, you'll have 6 articles, and, might not seem like much, but maybe that brings you a little bit of traffic. Or if you're putting one article out every 2 weeks, 12 articles in 6 months, and that can start bringing more traffic. So those are the things we do. So community, paid media, community on Discord, Facebook, and Discord, Facebook, and Reddit, paid media, Google and Facebook. We do PR with Press Jockey, and then lastly was the content, and just create content, and for SEO value that starts to build.
With content, would you include video with that on YouTube?
That's a really good point. Yes, so that is a different level of content that we have not played with. I do think that that is very valuable content, yes. However, I may classify that more as social media. With regards to SEO value, and long-term impact on your business, I think video is fantastic. But so far, and I could be wrong, but so far I think written content is better. Like a top placed article will bring you a ton of traffic for a very long period of time, whereas YouTube, especially TikTok, Instagram shorts, or reels, so YouTube shorts, Instagram reels, TikTok, that's much more fast moving, fast hitting, fast pace. And so a viral video can do really great, but then 6 months from now, that video might not do so well. And so, I do think video is important, but it is also going to depend on your business and what you're trying to do.
So written content lasts longer, and it basically maintains and solidifies your presence on the web.
I think
a lot better.
Yeah, I think so. Now, there's, I'm sure people would also say video can do very similar things, where you create a great evergreen content video, meaning you create a piece of content on YouTube that addresses a very specific question that people are always asking. You'll get long-term results for that because people are going to consistently ask that question. So I think it's one of those things where it depends on your business, and maybe things are shifting, but as of right now, I think, Google as a search engine probably gets a lot more traffic than YouTube as a search engine, right? And so I think you'd get better results with written content, even if it's only slightly.
Interesting. Okay, well, we're going to move over to the part of the interview where I'll just ask you some more personal, well, not personal questions, but more to show Cahill, another side of Cahill that's not always seen in the interviews, and nothing too personal. You'd be glad to know. So I just wonder, are you an Apple person or a PC person?
I use MacBook Pros. Yeah.
Right. And same for iPhone and Android.
Correct. I also have an iPhone.
Oh, okay. And what is your favorite, when you're chilling out, what is your favorite type of music?
I listen to a lot of house music.
Okay.
So electronic house music, I think it's very rhythmic and melodic. And so it just gets you into a good focal point for working or for reading. Nothing too intense, but deep house, I would say.
Any particular artists?
I think if you look at the Anjuna Deep is a record label. They've got a lot of great artists who have melodic, deep house, progressive house type of selections.
Wow. Okay. What is your favorite bit of tech? What is the most useful bit of tech in your house?
Definitely my computer, my laptop. I use it 12 hours a day. So yeah, that is by far the most important.
What is your favorite but there's not a computer, anything with it that's anything else that that's it is not computer in your house, what is the second best to that?
I do like fitness, so I do have some interesting workout gear that is a little more uncommon that I
Yeah.
find really helps me out. So, for example, there are these bands that you can buy. A lot of like top CrossFitters use them, and they help. You might call massage or floss your tendons, which already sounds a little strange. And you've got to wrap them pretty tight, and then you've got to go through some motions, but it helps. It helps like massage your tendons, which is an interesting thing to think about. So I like those types of things.
Yeah, great. And what sort of food do you like to eat?
I love healthy food, so salads, lean meats, chicken, fish, that type of thing. That's my go-to.
And is that what you like anyway, or you're trying to stay healthy? Are you trying to?
Yeah, I just like it anyway. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's handy. That's handy. For that's like that already. And what is your favorite, apart from Canada? What is your favorite destination or holiday destination or vacation destination?
Well, I haven't
say.
been to all of the places that I would like to go to, but I do find Mexico to be quite nice, and Costa Rica is absolutely stunning. It's very beautiful there, although it is very expensive.
Yeah, I've heard it's very nice.
Yep.
And finally, like if people want to get hold of you, if someone wants to, for example, purchase Press Jockey or
Yep.
inquire more about it, how do they go about it? Is there a website they can go to
Absolutely.
check it out?
Yeah, they can go to pressjockey.com. So it's Press Jockey, like a horse jockey. So JOCKEY.com. Yeah, pressjockey.com is the best place to go. And you can email me from there, Cahill@pressjockey.com, or you can check me out on Twitter, although I don't use it very much. It's Cahill_Camden. So
Great. And regarding your other services, is there a website people can go to for that, or is there do they contact you through LinkedIn for that?
Yep. LinkedIn is great. I mean, if you like to see the types of clients that we've worked with, we've helped some clients get acquired last year for 8 figures. You can go to digitalvision.io. But again, you can reach me at pressjockey.com. That's probably the best way, or on LinkedIn as well. Those are the main ways.
Brilliant, Cahill. I appreciate your time. And best of luck with the Press Jockey. It sounds like something that definitely will have a lot of takers, I think.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh yes, stop video. Whoops.